reason Mr. Amell gave for Diggle acting out of character and the other characters is that the characters are still on edge because season 3 it takes place, or at least up to that point. And this is about the midway point. Occurs over the span of just a couple of weeks. Now, even if we were to give Mr. Amell the benefit of the doubt on the whole like reasoning for the characters acting out of character, again, I didn't really notice it, but I guess it becomes even greater problem going forward into the the second half of the season or whatever. I mean, other than Oliver, who's acting like dark, moody Batman, um, which in this episode recap, um, they give some excuse for it that, well, it's because Oliver had all the self-doubt and he didn't know what he was fighting for, and then after this meeting with Merlin, and now he's gonna go fight Ra's al Ghul. Now he knows what he's fighting for, and he doesn't have the self-doubt, and like I don't know, I don't know if I buy that. I did not see that at all. But anyway, so even if we give Mr. Amell the benefit of the doubt on the whole thing about the characters and shit. The comment he makes about the episodes only happening within a span of a couple weeks, that is very problematic. Because remember back in episode 301 when they had that moment where Barry calls Arrow up, and then Arrow goes to fucking over to Central City to talk to Flash? The episode, like Flash and Arrow, are happening concurrently with each other, right? And in the Flash, they go out of their way to point out that their show is occurring in real time, roughly. So there's roughly a week, give or take, between every episode. So when you have things like Felicity showing up in episode 104 of Flash, and not being present in episode 304 of fucking of Arrow, you have this problem where that's the 4th episode of Flash, so that's about a month after, a month later from the beginning of the first episode of this season of Arrow, and also the Flash. So we're talking about like a 1 month difference, but yet in the Arrow timeline, this is supposed to be within the first 2 weeks of since the beginning of the first season. See how it does not work? And again, it's another reason why this shared universe crossover crap does not fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. You have to turn your brain off in order for it to work. You just have to not question things. It's just fucking lazy George Lucas type writing where you just don't question anything at all and you just go with it. Well, sorry, I am not fucking stupid. All right, I'm not. I mean, it's insulting. It's insulting to the fucking audience. And now I know how John Campea feels, where he quit the show because of the whole Laurel thing. They're treating you like you're fucking dumb. I mean, have some respect for your fucking audience. Oh my fucking god, guys. Anyway, so these episodes, right? These filler episodes, and again, I guess you can even call this insulting to the audience. Yes, we understand. You have to put filler episodes in, right? But the placement is just fucking retarded. In like I mentioned in the last video, it's it makes the characters look stupid, right? So I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I were the writers. I mean, I think I understand I can extrapolate what their mentality was going into this. Is that they wanted to start off the season with a bang. So they wanted the ending of episode 1 to end with the murder of Sarah. So we had like something to hook people in, and get them back next week. And look like we got an exciting show for you lined up this season. Okay, fine. But unfortunately, what ends up happening is that the first 4 episodes you deal with the after. Well, it would be the 3. The 3 episodes following the premiere, you deal with the aftermath of the murder. Then you have these filler episodes that you have to put in, obligatory filler episodes you have to fill in to fill out the season. And it again, makes the characters look like they're not doing anything, they're not being proactive, blah 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 blah. Because the way this season was written, it would appear as though they were writing down the plot points and that they want to hit and where they want to hit them and what episodes. So Stephen Amell was even said that this is how it was pitched to him. That in the first half of season 3 would culminate with a battle between Green Arrow and Ra's al Ghul, and Green Arrow losing that fight. That's how it was pitched to him. So I can just imagine it, that they have their big whiteboard out, and they have the plot points, all like the big major plot points they want to hit for every episode. In episode 9, they have Ra's al Ghul, Green Arrow fight, Green Arrow loses. So they have to now retroactively write to that. So all the episodes, like 1 through 8, have to lead to that. And unfortunately, they did not need 8 episodes to get to that point. At least not the way they set it up. So, what happens? We're gonna have to get these filler episodes in. So what I think they should have done instead was put the filler episodes in the beginning. Now, this would also kind of be a problem, because then you would have that problem where a lot of people say about TV shows where they start off slow, but then it gets better as it goes along. I'd rather they dealt with, like, just fucking took it on the chin and just did it that way than the way they did it. Like, it would have been better if the murder happened in episode 5, and then the story progressed from there. So you'd have, episodes 1 through 4 would then become... Oh, man, I'm going to probably confuse myself here. Yeah, 5 through 8. And then you have, 8 follow 9, which would now be episode 4 following what was episode 4 would follow 9. Does that make sense? At least from the main story arc. So you'd have to, like, change things around. I know some of the Black Canary stuff would seem really, really rushed this way, but it would be better. Get the start off the season with the boring fucking Brother Eye episode, the Felicity episode. Go up through the Flash crossover, make that the 4th episode. Then have Count Vertigo show up in episode 5, and then kill Sarah in episode 5. I mean, that would probably be the better way to do it. It just seems to me that the writers, they put such an overemphasis on this fucking, like, this Green Arrow versus Ra's al Ghul fight. Like, it didn't seem to matter whether it came from an organic place or if it was natural to the storyline. It's just, we decided that we wanted this to be the mid-season finale. So, therefore, you just got to go with it, like it or not. Like, we're just going to write to that. Which is not how you're supposed to write, like, generally. It should be, like natural. It should serve your story. And, we'll get into how Green Arrow versus Ra's al Ghul really doesn't serve this story a little later. So, and just a little more, just talking about the murder thing. Sorry guys, I don't buy that Thea would kill Sarah. Sarah is a trained assassin, right? She worked with the League for years and shit, and she was working with the League at the time. She should be assassin badass. We're supposed to think that, right? I mean, not even fucking Slade could kill her, right? But then Thea just walks up with bow and arrow, throws 3 arrows into her, and kills her? Like, and I get it. The idea is that she was caught off guard. Right. Because she's never been in a fight with anyone, and they didn't catch her off guard before. This is the first time she's ever been caught off guard. And she didn't know how to defend herself, dodge the arrows, nothing. She just stood there and took it. Really, guys? Like, again, it's insulting to the audience. This is just stupid. And, yeah, I get it, okay, fucking that asshole M Night Shyamalan. I'm convinced they fucking had this guy on the writing team this season. What a twist. Fucking it's supposed to be a twist. Oh, Thea did it. Wow, I don't care. I don't care because when it comes down to it, it was Merlin. They can say who they can pin the blame on whoever they want. It was Merlin with the mind control drugs. She was under Merlin's influence. Come on. I mean, it's just I don't get it this season with these writers and just the pedestrian, boring decisions they've made for themselves with the show. Having Merlin as the killer. That do these people not know how to write a murder mystery? There's not. It's. I guess it could still be a mystery per se, but it just makes it boring if the prime suspect ends up being the fucking guy who does it. It's lame. And like I said before, like with the 24 example I used, where the big evil cabal, they used they framed Jack Bauer because not only did they kill David Palmer, but they also killed the other three individuals who were in on Jack Bauer's phony fake death thing. So again, he was framed for it. I mean, doing something like that. It would have been more interesting if Merlin was framed for the murder of Sarah, and then they had Merlin and maybe Green Arrow had to team up to find out who the real killer was, or anything would have been better. I mean, I know the whole murder mystery being part of a grand conspiracy, like I mentioned the Prison Break example. I know that's kind of cliche. But, for material like this is like kind of genre type shows, it works very well. And I wouldn't mind seeing Arrow's take on that. Like Arrow's interpretation of that kind of TV trope. And no, we didn't get that. It was just, like I said, it was just a regular plot. They retroactively made a murder mystery because they had to pad out some episodes. Oh yeah, and they had to kill Sarah so they can get Laurel to be Black Canary, which in itself is a fucking pedestrian, boring decision, because just because it's cliche. Like, oh well, my sister got murdered, now I'm gonna take up her mantle. Like, why couldn't they just have both sisters be Black Canary? I wouldn't have been fine with it. Just other examples of boring pedestrian things. Doing the Batman fucking Ra's al Ghul fucking, heir to the demon bullshit. That's very, typical. Making the League of Assassins the villains this season. Making Ra's al Ghul the big bad guy. Yeah, very typical. Then, in the finale, spoilers, it comes down to the big final showdown between him and Ra's al Ghul and Green Arrow, and there's a big destroy the city plot. We've seen in the last two finales. They even crack a joke about it. Very pedestrian. Boring. The fucking turning Count Vertigo into Count Scarecrow. It would have been a lot more interesting if you actually did comic book Count Vertigo. No, we're just gonna do the same old shit we've seen before. Scarecrow. We saw that in Batman Begins. Hey, let's do it again. Komodo, turn him, instead of doing, comic book Komodo, they just do fucking, hired gun assassin guy that we've seen like a billion times on the show. Fucking Deadshot was like that when he was first introduced. Boring. I mean, come on, guys. Show some enthusiasm. I don't know if you guys were rushed or fucking what. I don't know. Or you used up all your good ideas in the first two seasons? You know who else used up all their good ideas in their first couple outings? M. Night Shyamalan. Fucking Chris Nolan. I mean, they used up all their he used up all his good ideas in fucking, Dark Knight and Batman Begins. He had nothing left for Dark Knight Rises. You can tell he just wanted to wrap up his trilogy, so Warner Brothers wanted. He just wanted to move on and do the fucking space bullshit movie. I can't think of it right now. Interstellar. There we go.